Got the mute off. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, we're gonna be hanging here. It'll probably take a minute before people get notified. I'm just gonna be chilling here at the shop and hanging out. I think our levels are good now. What's up, Tracy? We are back live. Glad you were notified. It took a few minutes. We're already like 3 minutes in. And luckily I checked, did a quick mic check and noticed I was on mute. So we unmuted that and not much, huh? Not much. I think a whole lot's up. And we got the door open right now to the shop. So the vibes are coming in and out. Definitely. Just about 3:30 here on the West Coast. And school and people leaving jobs. You could tell the afternoon rush is on and in effect for sure. So earlier you were sharing some Hollywood stories. That was, if I'm not mistaken, Tracy. That's super cool. We could go on and on. We could have like Hollywood night. What's up, Javier? Crazy Javier's back. Yes, Javier could. Crazy Javier could give us a little report from his side of town. I know he's not too far from here. I think you're right over that way from me if you're at home. But yeah, the students, just like we were talking earlier, were out. Did you were on the live earlier, weren't you, Tracy? I kind of gave a rundown several times of what was going on this morning and this afternoon. And yeah, we had Smoke and Scan on. He's over on several platforms and he's been live himself, but he shows other people's lives or he'll show people that are streaming and he kind of will do his commentary and stuff, which is good stuff. He's very informative, good channel, real funny. And now we're just hanging at the shop here. Got a little bit of traffic earlier, which was good. I ended up mopping and cleaning up the shop a little bit just to give it that vibe, when you clean and things are good. I need to do that at the house here soon. And yeah, they said it was supposed to be storming. PCH was reopened, I guess, yesterday, but they said they announced earlier that they were going to close it today at 3 p.m. due to a storm coming in. But by the looks of it, a lot of sky farts, but the sun is shining. So I don't know when that storm is supposed to be in. Maybe tomorrow or later tonight. We'll check the weather. We could actually do that now. I was actually looking at an Instagram at the moment. Let's see. Oh, last night so you weren't here earlier. So yeah, earlier today I didn't hear much about the protest as far as the people, but today was the youth. I guess I'm not sure what high school or what schools exactly, but right across the street from here is technically Boyle Heights, and on this side we're East LA. So Indiana divides East LA and Boyle Heights. So the students from Boyle Heights, I guess, walked out of school. There was a big school walkout, and they went over, I guess, to City Hall to go do their thing there. And yeah, we touched on that. There was an overturned egg truck, a big rig with a bunch of eggs that turned over this morning, caused a bunch of traffic. I was kind of jammed up on the 710, and there was traffic starting to build up on the 60 also, which I take. And there was also traffic this morning on Indiana. So I don't know if it was due to the students and the egg truck. But yeah, usually don't get caught up in the traffic like that. And yesterday's traffic was also, I think that was due to the protests going on one particular night. I remember seeing a convoy of like police, and I'm sure they were headed maybe downtown to go join the rest of their troops on. But I heard there was no arrests. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's interesting. People were getting out of control. You know, a lot of vandalism going on, and yeah, I don't recommend that type of activity like that. You know, there's other ways to protest and stuff, and I guess they declared it. I forget what they call it, but I guess basically when you don't get permits to protest, and yeah, we didn't partake in any of that. It's going to rain tomorrow, says Crazy Javier. He said that yesterday, and we'll see if that happens. You know how the weather is out here. Used to work on Indiana and Washington. Whoop whoop. Damn. That's what's up. Yeah, Washington is down right down that way, not far at all. They were told to stand down.
Stand down.
They were told, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Uh yeah, I won't get into it too much. I just have my reasons why I'm not out there. And looks like we got bro over here. They're working on a project trying to set up this looks like a screen printer machine. I know there's one next door where they've been pressing shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. Actually, I'm gonna have to get my shop here going now, so I'm eligible to have a shop here on the YouTube channel. So I'm gonna get some. Yeah, we'll get some Bigfoot dwarf, brown dwarf shirts going. We'll get some merch going for y'all, and I know that could help out on both ends, and we'll get something really good quality going and some unique prints. Since yeah, these guys are doing that type of stuff next door. My brother's queen, she also does stuff herself and had done some prototype shirts, brown dwarf shirts for me. So all right, you're watching so are you talking about Javier custodian file? The flying dragons, the dragon UFOs. Yeah, that's why I like to call them fast movers, because people are like flying dragons. And hopefully I'm correct on how did I come up. I think someone else, an old friend of mine had mentioned something about brown dwarf years back because I got another name that I go by, uh my low key name, we'll say. But and I think I kind of kept that and ran with it. I don't know where that friend is now. He was in bad shape several years back. Hopefully he's doing well. But yeah, I kept that and ran. But people, and it could go several ways with that name. I'm still Brown Dwarf, even though I switched it up to Bigfoot Dwarf. And I switched it just because it'll help people find the channel easier. Usually with Brown Dwarf, a bunch of stuff about Brown Dwarf, the celestial object, usually pops up, which is cool because that's the name vibes with that. And then there's also the small entity or being like a duende or a dwarf. There's many different names for these types of beings, and so yeah, it could go that way too. Because I'm not too tall, and I'm pretty brown and down. Moon, moon at noon, y'all, is in the house. You feeling better, Moon at noon? I know you were a little bit under the weather as well. And there's several people who've been under the weather as well. Aunt Edna, now you caught me. I got your message. You just sent me a message talking about how you missed the live earlier and forgot to put a message. And I always appreciate your support. You always dropping messages and in the lives and everything. And you caught us again. I mentioned earlier we're gonna go live again. And no need, for anyone who ever misses a live. The lives are always best when they're live, right? Who wants to watch a live after it's over? Unless it's really good. And maybe you might find some bits of information if you tap back into the lives. And if you are one of those that do tap into the lives later, hey, much love to you. We appreciate you. And right on, Moon at Noon. Good to hear. And what Puck Wudgie? Yeah, well, what's the other one? The Alba Twitch. You heard of that one? The Albat Witch, Alba Twitch, Apple Snitch. Will steal your apples. Yeah, so we're live on the setup here. I really like the background here. Usually at home, I have the 3D little green screen thing going, and it works because the background there. I mean, I could go live and do it like that without the green screen, but you'd see a bunch of like camping stuff and bigfooting stuff in the background, and I get a spider crawling by or something like that. I don't kill spiders usually. If they look wicked, then I'll like catch and release as much as possible. But sometimes, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, we got our good friend Roman here, who recently shared some a Bigfoot experience. I got to interview him, but I didn't show him on camera. And he has popped into camera, so maybe he'll do a full, face on camera interview right here with the another microphone with us. But yeah, he shared a Bigfoot experience. What's up? Oh yeah, yeah, we could check the truck. Cool. Yeah, he brought some gear that we're talking about installing some new LED lights onto my rig, and he brought some tools to hopefully start that little project. That'll be good because I could set I got a LED bar and a few other LED lights, and any extra light when you're out bigfooting, believe me. I mean, there's moments where we don't use no lights, and I'm all for that. But then when you do need lights, any extra little bit of light helps. So yeah, I'd like to definitely upgrade my light system on my truck. And there's a roof rack I want to get. I'm gonna get for the truck eventually, one of these days. I'm big on roof racks. I like cars with roof racks on them. My old VW bus had one on there. And Philip, what's going on? We got Roger back in the house. Yes. Bigfoot experience makes me wonder if Jimi Hendrix ever had a Bigfoot experience. Huh? I don't know. Howdy, Bigfoot Dwarf and everyone. I would. Oh, you would have been here sooner, but yeah, we know. We know it took like 3 minutes for Tracy to jump on here. I was just kind of hanging out for like 3 minutes. So I'm sure anyone watching the live later will probably be like, oh man, what's going on here? Nothing for 3 minutes. But no, I did do a mic check and noticed I was on mute. So I was able to unmute that before anyone jumped on, which is a good thing. Is there another in, let's see. Yeah, no problem, man. There's another in Pennsylvania, and Elle can't remember the name. Yeah, I can't remember the name. I'm not sure. Pennsylvania, what we're talking there. Woohoo, we're all over the place, huh? And we'll see what pops into mind now. Oh, yeah. So, cabinet guy, Roman, he just came in and just took back off. He'll be back in a little bit. And yeah, he was sharing a Bigfoot experience he had up near Reno. And earlier, the Sierras, one of the latest release on Small Town Monsters was Eli doing some stuff up in the Sierras. That was back on just randomly on the TV right now, and they were talking about yeah, of course, the Tahoe area. I think they mentioned Reno too. So yeah, I love again when things like that happen, especially it happens a lot because I focus on the Bigfoot stuff. I'll be into a certain area, you name it. For example, like this. So Sierras. And then I'll just start all of a sudden getting little things and remembering things from all Sierra related or related to whatever area it is I'm focusing on. Not too long ago, it was the area of Gorman, California. And all these little things started popping up from that area, and just information started flowing from the Gorman area. And yeah, it's gotta be a place we continue to check out because there's we actually go in to the Gorman area, like it's near Gorman. How far is it? Yeah, it's around the Gorman area, but we go inland. Oh no, not inland. Actually, more towards the coast. It seems like, but the water is still a ways away. And yeah, we got, what was it? 2 years ago, we were out that way, and that was after a long trip up north. So we kept pushing and came south and did what, I think we were there for maybe 3 4 days camping out. We had that hurricane come by at the same time we had an earthquake. It was an exciting trip there. Yes, Roger. You got to remind folks sometimes. And then so I tested it out. So these links do not work. It seems they're not active links. They are if you, I don't know, I guess if you punch it in, but if I guess you were to click the screen, I don't think they take you to the link. We'll figure out how that works. Any exciting news since earlier this morning, since our live this morning? It's Brian S. What's up, Brian? What's going on, bro? How's could we get a coastal report? So I heard that they opened PCH back up yesterday, and then but they're closing it today. They closed it already at 3 p.m. Is that true? Do you have any news on that since you're in the area there? So Brian here is another friend of ours on YouTube who is very, very much near one of the big fires, and luckily he was not affected. So yeah, Philip, there was look up a hurricane in Southern California. That was like 2 years ago. That's what they called it. And yeah, we just got a major downpour, and we were out in the deserts here near Gorman, checking up. So you'll see every once in a while Tate Hieronymus. Tate Hieronymus. No relation to Bob Hieronymus, but yes, he's a Bigfooter. And that's one of his areas there. He had some interesting thermal footage that he got from there, and you could check that out over on his channel. And we've actually been to that area several times in the past, long time ago, years ago. And I think it was even before the thermal footage that he got. And yeah, that happened. So we were returning there after we had spent, I think it was like 8, 9 days up in Bluff Creek, up in Northern California. On the way down, I came down first back to LA, and then Tate Hieronymus and Ron Reed came down a few days later. They slowly came down. I believe they might have stayed in Mendocino for a few days. What's up, man? And made their way down all the way to Southern California. We ended up meeting out here in LA, actually in Los Feliz. We met up at the Bigfoot Lodge. The other night I featured they have it's a really cool lodge. It's been featured in several I think movies and possibly shows. And I just activated my camera by my hand movements there, so you'll see it following me, which is all good. So we met there, had some awesome Indian food from this little market that's right next to the lodge there. Um, and then we went up to the desert here near the Gorman area. It's a Los Padres National Forest, the Sespe Wilderness. Yes, the Sespe Wilderness. And if you remember the Sespe Wilderness, what's up, Mr. Big Red Dog? And Shelly, welcome as I go down this rabbit hole of the Sespe Wilderness, is where the Arcata, or no, I always get mixed up with Arcata and Arcadia, and I shouldn't. That's why I can make the correction right away. So we have Arcata, California, that's up in Humboldt County. Live there, for, you know, we could get into that, but and we have, but Arcadia is right here, not too far. And Arcadia is a very interesting town. I want to do a eventually like a deep dive on that town. Is to me, it's just seems very Masonic. Yeah,
Masonic.
and Arcadia. So Arcadia. What was I gonna say about Arcadia? Yeah, I already started thinking all these other weird things about Arcadia. Um, yeah. Anyway, woo, there went that. Give it a minute, y'all. Give it a minute. And this is exactly when you queue up this here. So yeah, let's just go back to this Instagram post I recently seen. So be careful with this channel here if you or this page, Street People of Los Angeles. It's a good one if you want to see the rawness of what's going on out here. So anyway, this just came up. I was checking Instagram my brother sent me, and then this popped up in my feed, and you can see a dude in cuffs there, somewhere there. Where'd you go? Anyway, Street People of Los Angeles. They just nabbed this dude setting fires in a brushy area, and it's up in the, let's see, man was caught by neighbors after lighting a brush fire near, let's see, somewhere in LA, Woolsey Canyon and the Chatsworth Reservoir in the Chatsworth Lake Manor area, and held until sheriff's deputies were able to arrest him. Yeah. LA County Engine 75 first and reported a 50 by 50 spot grass fire with a slow relay of spread. Huh. So I guess they were able to put that out and arrest the dude. And he was like one of these grimy cats. I don't know. He just seemed really grimy. And you see these people around the city for sure. Makes you wonder how or what possessed him to do such a thing. Or are these people sent out? I was also mentioning about maybe some sort of signal being pumped out. You know, who knows how they're communicating to these people to do these things. I'm sure some are just random. I remember one video they were showing this guy lighting a palm tree out here, and the guy filming him, I think it was the one asking him to, like, hey, why? Or they had arrested the guy or girl, and they said they were lighting it because they like. And this is during the fires. And they were lighting the palm tree because they like the smell of fire. Um, yeah, just weird stuff, weird people, weird times for sure. It is getting wild. Today is pretty all right. We got a report here from Brian over on the coast. Hello. Today is a pretty nice sunny day. I'm looking at. Yeah, same here. Actually, I'm not gonna say things cleared up. There's plenty of sky farts outside, but the sun's peeking back out. A little earlier during the live, it went all of a sudden gray because some of these not clouds, I'll call them, were covering the sun. But the sun's back out, and yeah, as you can see in here, it seems pretty bright. Of course, there's a lot of lights on, but yeah, it's pretty visible out there. And I was taking a peek earlier. I was doing a little sky watching, and didn't spot anything, but you never know. And we did get a chopper military flyover. I didn't get to record that. I was in the middle of doing my meditation mop here at the shop. I'm still wondering why were we going to Arcadia? Huh. Dagger spells, one love, 555. Hey. So what are the fives? Anyone on the angel number thing? Do you know what the fives are? When you see those triple fives like that? And she is in Alabama. I'd like to visit Alabama, but I would definitely want to go with some locals that could protect me in case of anything. Yeah. Just like I do the same for anyone visiting out here, you know? I'd like to guide and protect. Yeah, I see them pretty often myself. It's pretty ridiculous how often I see them. Earlier, I even called out the 123 earlier, so that was at 12:34. We were live, and I seen that it was 1234. I pay attention to that. Uh-oh. Is the auto, are you being corrected? Hopefully I'll make sense, or I made sense out of what you were saying. If not, correct me and I'll say it out here. Oh, just 2-2, always 2-2 or something, 2-2. Yeah. I seen the twos earlier actually. 2-2-2-2. Yeah, the threes, and what the threes is supposed to be like, probably rep the Trinity. Is 5S shaped? 369. Hmm. Philip, it's more like some are up to no good, says Roger. What's Roger talking about? What you talking about there, Roger? Uh-oh. Let's see.
Full Monday forecast.
All right. Earlier we did talk about, oh, the fog. And here we got the first alert weather fog tracker. And you can see it's this was from Monday, I guess. And it seemed to have been all along the coast. I was mentioning the fog earlier. It stops here, Oxnard, and we're a little further down. And I'm sure that fog continued all the way down as we experienced it. But here's a little view of a weather report from yesterday. There's Paso Robles, Lompoc, Gaviota, Goleta. I got some Goleta stories, Santa Barbara, even Paso Robles. We went there once, and I won't talk about that now. San Luis Obispo. There's Ojai, Fraser Park. So going back to, we were talking about Gorman earlier, which is very near this Fraser Park area here. And Fraser Park is another area that pops up with Bigfoot and Bigfoot reports as well. And this is not too far out of, I think it's Ventura County already, or maybe Kern County. I'm not sure what county, but I believe it's outside of LA County. Could be LA County still. But that Fraser Park area has gotten Bigfoot reports. Gorman again. And that 5 freeway comes up. Almost like they're zipping across there to switch mountain ranges. I don't know. Yeah, so a little view of some of the fog there. We were talking about the fog, and was this fog some of that funky fog from like the New Year's? Got my attention. Like, yeah, might be. I don't know. This fog seems a little weird. Mr. Big Red Dogger mentioned earlier he didn't think the fog was right. Something about the fog and the sky farts we've been paying attention to. I talked about the traffic earlier we encountered today. Yesterday has been a lot of traffic, probably due to the protests. And then there was also an egg truck crash causing major delays on the 5 freeway through East Los Angeles. The Los Angels. And here's a little peek at the eggy mess. Omelets, anyone? How do you like your eggs? Banshee. Throwing up some cheeks. That's the weather report for Banshee. Cheeks all week. Peachy ones. Yep, there he is, Mr. Big Red Dog himself. We didn't even have a winner this year. No, there was no winner. No one won. And let me see here. Weather is all crazy now. Yeah, we had no winter. And they're hitting the cities with this weird fog. Yeah. And different states, it seems like. Earlier, we talked about Ed Curry smoking. Oh, yeah. Ed Curry over at Pucker Butt Pepper Company. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel. And they went live earlier and they were talking about different things. It was Tom's Conspiracy Hour. And Tom is one of the employees for Pucker Butt Pepper Company. And yeah, he was over there talking about old world, the orphan trains, Tartaria, and all this flat earth and all this interesting stuff. And yeah, he mentioned about the fog. As soon as I jumped into the live there, he was talking about the fog, and they're over in one of the Carolinas, and they're back planting, y'all. So the farm is up and going. It sounds like they did get affected uh by the disasters over there. So that set them back, I'm sure, a bit. And they were still doing giveaways during that and during the holidays. So salute to them. I won a couple prizes and did some live unboxings here and giving them shout outs and thank yous and all that good stuff. So check them out, y'all. I got that video posted in the post section of this channel. And yeah, he was mentioning about feeling a headache yesterday. Garrow from Midwest Night Watchers also shared in the chat that he was feeling the headache. I got a headache yesterday. That's why I didn't go live. I mentioned that I was going to go live. And when I was live here at the shop, I had mentioned to my brother that I was feeling a headache. And I had, had my green juice. I drank water, spring water. I had my a nice oatmeal, huge, healthy oatmeal cookie. And that was right away for, breakfast. So I know I had breakfast and my fluids in and everything. And we also noticed that yesterday was this horrible smell that wafts through East LA here sometimes. And it could be due to the city of Vernon. Yeah. So Vernon is pretty industrial out there. There is some residential areas. And
Vernon, you stink.
yeah, some weird smells come from there. And we also noticed, I know I found a place right here on Union Pacific that makes pork rinds. And yeah, I don't have anything against people eating pork. I don't consume pork myself, but pork rinds or any of that, we call it chicharrón out here. Chicharrón. Chicharrón. ¿Te gusta el chicharrón, Gustavo? ¿Te encanta el chicharrón? Anyway, so yeah, they be frying up some pork skins over here, and that'll put out that funk, almost like that Farmer John. I keep mentioning Farmer John, and that's a huge facility. And yeah, they would let the funk out of Farmer John, and it's like the whole city would stink up, and I think there's something behind that, like something deep to that, letting out the smell of incinerated, yeah, stuff, and then let it waft through the city. It's like woof, catch it, along with the sky farts and everything else. It's wild. And yeah, we did use some Fabuloso earlier as a cleaning product. There is other cleaning products that we use. I prefer, if you're big ballin' and could afford it, I'm a Maya's guy. I like Maya's products. And yeah, Dr. Bronner's and yeah, stuff like that. I like the more conscious products out there. But yeah, when you're on the level of the shop, stuff like that is very expensive. So we do what we can when we can, and when we could afford certain things, then we make those choices. And same thing with the consuming of foods. It's difficult. There is a lot of options out here for healthy eating and all like that. You know, there's a lot of that, but it is expensive. And sometimes even like those healthier food choices, it's like they seem to skimp on the portions and stuff, right? And even like, yeah, higher expensive food. I mean, there's some places that you get your bang for your buck, but a lot of these places, yeah, you don't get that bang. Chitty chitty bang bang dang mang. You know what I mean? Uh yeah, you like Myers too? Yeah. Myers sets the vibe for sure. White Sulphur Springs in West Virginia smells like sulfur. Oof. All the time. The folks are used to it. Yeah, it smells awful. But the sulfur, sometimes that sulfur smell, I've been to hot springs that actually have that sulfur smell. Yeah, it smells like egg farts or something. And but you guess what? You're detoxifying at some of those spots. And yeah, just try not to get my locks up in there. And yeah, we're talking about these weird smells out there, and of course, some trolls. What's up, Russell? Hi, hi. I could already hear because cats on the street always got a joke on them and everything. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, we smelling something. It's your upper lip," or "Yeah, it's probably your hair." No, or what's another one? Fools always got the fool must play the fool, and Mister T pities the fool. But hey, what's up? Let's see what's Russell asking here. I'm doing all right with the chat here, flowing and going with chat. Hey, usually lose myself at some point. It's hard to maintain, and you want to. Oh yes, rotten eggs. What is Let's see. I have no idea. That's quite a question there. If I'm not sure if you're asking me that. And there's Richard in Alaska. So we're all moving to Richard's once things really start ramping up out here, we are all headed.
To Alaska.
And Richard's got all the supplies ready for us. He's going to teach us how to ice fish, how to ski, how to ice skate, how to squatch in Alaska, how to do many things in Alaska, even surf. Yes, surfing in Alaska, Brian. Get ready. Estaba manejando Gustavo. Uh-oh. Yeah, with one on. He was listening with the other ear. Printing factory OMG can't stand. Oh, wow. Do they put out foul smells too? All right, Shelly. So you know what we're talking about here. Funky smells and industrial. Oof. It's weird. Can't even enjoy a smoke outside. For the yes. Yep. That was a good one, Russell. Shelly, yeah, the people who work at the dollar stores here has told me the same thing. Ah, yeah, yep. Or how not to. Richard, are you still got him? You must if you're up there. So yeah, how not to freeze the berries off. Sí, estaba manejando. He was driving. Some of you are going to learn quite a bit of Spanish, and we'll be learning more Portuguese together also on these live streams. So just a heads up, have your notepads ready. There will be quite a bit of translating and mingling and commingling in various languages, various slang terms as well. So we got people from all over uh, the country and the world at times. Bakersfield does stink. Yes. Yes, it does. And it seems like they're always fumigating, crop dusting or something when you're driving by there. And is what is it? Harris Farms, is it nearby there? That one really stinky farm with all the cows. You drive by on the 5 and it's just like cow butt the whole way. That might be part of Bakersfield there. Yeah, they say that Bakersfield, and much love to all the peeps in Bakersfield. God bless everyone out there. Yeah, they even got stringers out there. We're talking about the stringers. Yeah, stringers, the guys that go to the calls, they have their police scanners and they go live stream and they immediately get to calls before media and sometimes law enforcement and everything else. Yeah, they got stringers in Bakersfield. Yeah, they say that Bakersfield is the armpit of California. If that's so, then I guess our armpit stinks, huh? Sheesh, Cali. Come on, girl. Cali. And here we go. Do you shave your pits? I don't mind hairy girls at all. That doesn't bother me. Whether you shave or shave your, and whatever, you do it for your reasons, men and women. Just as long as there's maintenance involved, hey, we good. Tidal surge surfing. Let's see here. Russell. They do it on the Mississippi too, I think. The Great Lakes are also big enough to have tides and breakers. Yeah, I seen some other form of surfing raised on a farm, so smell of manure doesn't bother me. Oh yeah, yeah. No, but believe me, I don't mind it either. I mean, we have, I love the farm, I love country living, and I don't mind, horses and road apples and cow cakes. Um, yeah, it's all good, but Bakersfield, it just seems like another level of funk because of I think the crop dusting and stuff like that. So they are using, I think, a lot of chemicals and stuff there. You get the crop dusters, a lot of those little planes zip by there on the freeway, and so yeah, it's so strange, some real strange smells there sometimes, and it seems like very other level than just normal farm animal poop. And believe me, no, usually, up when I was out in the field up north, we'd be in the garden always, we'd be chicken all over you. What is it? Salute to Stetzman's chicken manure. That was like your go-to brand. There's other brands of chicken, but Stetzman's is a famous one. So yeah, chicken manure, different types of manures, guanos, bat guanos, seabird guanos, worm castings, and emulsified fish. Ooh, yeah. Plants love it. What other funky stuff? We'll add a little molasses to all that just to sweeten it up. Oh yeah, look, we got full on face masks, y'all. Want to pass me one? We got the full on face masks on deck. The capuchos. Look at that. Full on digi camo. Las capuchadas. Full on. Let's see. There you go. Like that. This one's all black. Look at that for your skiing, motorcycle. What's that? Hiking or squatching. You going underground, spelunking. Uh, Jamaican bobsled team there. It's skiing, black diamonds, pop locking, fishing, magnet fishing, running from the cops, biking from the cops there, and hiking with your loved one. Multi-purpose. This one's all black, and again, the red camo here. Come get them, y'all. Place your orders. We're still working on we're going to get that website going and the online store at some point. And I mentioned we're going to have some NorCal, Southern Oregon Bigfoot Project, and Sky's the Limit Skywatch Squad merch coming up here soon. I should be setting up the shop already on the YouTube here. So I believe I have access to do that now. So I'll be taking the steps and figuring things out. Uh-oh. Bumper to bumper on 295. It's going to be a really bad accident because we're barely making any Oh, D. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Ah, man. It's nothing worse than traffic. Hopefully there's something entertaining that you could do while you slowly make your way out of there. And something we could do here is maybe all take a moment, a second here, and send some vibes over to Woo Reezy and get traffic moving. We could do that. And you listening to anything in particular there, Woo Riders DG? Yeah, I was mentioning the traffic earlier. I've been getting a little jammed up in the morning on my way over here. So I got to maybe start leaving a little bit earlier just in case and we don't get caught up in that. Brian and Russell rapping there. Panda Fireman, yes, I. Just watched a video where the people were surfing New Jersey Canal or something that was being dredged. Big old wave. Yeah, I think what was it? They did something weird like that. I don't know. I want to say these dudes did something. I don't know if they threw something in the water or exploded something and it caused this wave and all of a sudden they started surfing this wave. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Mhm. Very familiar with those, and sometimes some funny mushrooms grow out of it. Never had them out the cow pie like that, but yeah, there's what Dennis or Terrence McKenna, or we could say the McKenna brothers. But Terrence is what is it? The what do they call it? The ape something theory, where he believes that part of our evolution. Look, there's bro in the background there. Um, Looks like he might be filling some markers up there. I don't know. That what helped us evolve. And I don't even know if that's the right word. It could be devolved at this point. No, but yeah, what helped us was some of us out in the plains somewhere that were following some of these cows or some of these pies being left behind with these mushrooms popping up, and they started consuming the mushrooms, and that's what helped the development of humanity. Could it be? Woo! Slipped up on chat there a bit. Missed several comments. I guess I could slide through and kind of read them. Uh-oh, cheeseburgers and pizzas. Brian's got the munchies. Alert. Where do you go for your pizza and burgers? Best to cook that meat well done these days. 100. I'm all about anything. Even like and I'm not a big fan on like the fake meats and stuff like that. But even stuff like that, if well done that too, please. I'm all about well done on all fronts. Uh-oh, is Russell. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Anyway, so I was gonna say Venice. There's the old boardwalk pizza, right? Like those little windows you could walk up and get a big old slice of Venice Beach pizza. And then burgers on the boardwalk. I don't know where you would go. I'm sure you know the spots for sure, Brian. Digger dog, not alone. No, we are never alone, even though we do feel that sometimes. But I was thinking earlier today, man, there's such a big difference in bigfooting when you're by yourself and when you're with someone. And I don't mind either. I mean, depending where you're going, there's been times where I was alone at Louse Camp at Bluff Creek and I was supposed to meet people there. And I just got the vibe and just something told me to leave. And so I did. I went back to town for a bit. But And there's times, a lot of times, especially when I was up on the hill alone, you're home alone and you're just all out there in the woods by yourself. And yeah, just gotta I like it. Even when it gets a little intense. Shit. Should have get wild out here too. Home alone or not. You want to talk about it, but it'll probably freak out if the humongous fungus ever speaks. Hmm. Had some cool experience hiking. Oh yeah, I bet. Some of the best stuff happens when you're alone. And it's hard, it's you can't forget. I think that's what happens a lot of times too, is people forget that you're not alone. I believe that. I believe the creator is always with me no matter what's happening. And it's hard, yeah, when things are happening, it's hard to forget that. But, a lot of us call out to something like that when we're in trouble or feeling that. And even though, I believe that to be real, we still have accidents and some situations you don't come back from. And so it was written. Live it to the max. Yes, I do. I got it on the list and I will get to that. And feel free to share it out again here so more people check it out, Digger Dog. And we will talk about it one day. I'm sure you'll probably be willing to jump on here with me and we could have a chat, hombre to hombre, and invite everyone else. Come on out, listen to some of Digger Dog's experiences. And Digger Dog is a vet in the game. He's been doing this a long time. And Digger Dog, I've always wondered about, Sonoma County. I've looked into the county. I've passed through, spent a little time there in certain areas. If some of the bigger towns have had any reports and anything recent. I know online there's that. If you look up reports out of Sonoma, usually this video that I believe has been debunked, and it's a video from, is it Penn and Teller? Is it something like that? I think it's some sort of magicians or something like that. Some sort of duo had to do with their show, but it was of Bigfoot coming up Brushy Hill. You can't really see it. It's just like a dark figure making its way up. And that usually comes up as the Sonoma County Bigfoot. But yeah, I heard it that was taken from a show of some sort. So, oh yeah, okay, is that the one? The one by Lake Sonoma, Toto Bull, huh? Hmm. Only the two-legged animals scare you, huh? We've been talking about the not deer lately, the spicy deer they also call it. Has anyone been hearing anything about these weird, strange deer? And they're considering it a cryptid. Yeah, because it is a deer, but it's usually got something weird about it. And there's some gnarly videos online. There's one where like the deer's head is completely twisted and it pops out of a bush and scares the heck out of I think the camera dude and everyone. It's a pretty heavy one, especially if it's real. Seems to be very real. And they say, yeah, that's one of those not deers. So it'll be something weird about the deer. It'll be sickly or look deformed, and it'll act strange. And they say it's this cryptid. Now, recently, there was a show the other night where they were talking about what is it, the CWD, the chronic wasting disease, which has been affecting deer in certain parts of the country. And it'll cause, I guess, stuff like that, weird uh, sickly symptoms and deformations, I believe. And so it came to my mind. I was like, oh, well, what if that's what people are reporting as these not deer or spicy deer? Could it be these deer that are being affected with the CWD? Yeah, Philip, look it up. Not deer. And as we continue to do these lives, yeah, I encourage people to post links and stuff like that. So keep in mind that you could always and I got to remember myself too. I got my phone here that I could look things up on different apps and looking and share links. Let's see. I was trying to get onto the live earlier. Sometimes I could jump in and hang out in the chat too, which is a good thing. Let's see, maybe through Studio, YouTube Studio. If I jump in there, let's see here. Boom. Nope, I don't see my live. So yeah, if you look up not deer or spicy deer, something should come up. And then look into CWD, the chronic wasting disease, which is a scary thing. And they got into details. It's I won't even say it just because I don't know if I'll be pronouncing it right, but it's easily transmittable. And I've heard with the talks of that, also, what is it that mad cow comes up and different things like that. Russell, I see that. Oh yeah, spicy deer. Amber, good evening. How you doing? Did you miss the spicy deer? Talking about the not deer cryptid. Do you know much about the not deer or spicy deer, Amber? Amber's a farm girl. We were talking about farms earlier and stinky farms and stuff like that, and how Bakersfield really stinks. And some folks out there do too. But there's some cool peeps out of Bakersfield. So look to my Bakersfield peeps holding it down. Um, yeah, we're talking farm animals, manure. Now we're talking about the deer and the CWD, the chronic wasting disease. Amber, are you familiar with that? And how does that affect farm animals? Because deer usually come around. They'll come around farms and come around. They used to come up right up, pretty much almost to our deck of the house sometimes. Um, and of course, we didn't hunt them, so they felt to roam pretty free. And I don't think that CW thing has affected the West Coast yet. I think it might be particular states, maybe in Midwest, maybe the East Coast. I'm not sure if it's been reported out here yet, but it's definitely a scary thing. And we got Digger Dog sharing his link here. Don't forget to check that out, folks. It's a interview with Digger Dog, who hasn't done an interview in about 14 years or so, and finally got his feet wet and warmed up and ready to do more interviews, right, Digger Dog? Orale, Jeff. Cuole, homie. What is popping? Did you hear about the walkout earlier today, Jeff? Boyle Heights students doing a walkout. They didn't, luckily, they didn't cause too much destruction. Not that I saw, so good for them. At least that's what I've heard thus far. And Amber, 2 weeks ago, I saw the hairy man. Oh, broad daylight. It was a foot of snow. My foot was swollen like a sausage, and I wasn't able to go get pics of tracks. Oh, bummer. But you seen it. That's all good. That's all you need. That's all you need. It's I call those personal encounters or sightings or experiences when you can't because I get it. And sometimes I think more people should be pressed about their stories and encounters. And it's awesome that you shared that that's what happened. And I prayers and healing vibes to Amber that leg heals like a badger, and hopefully Jeff, are you still healing like a badger? I know we had Moon at noon earlier in here, feeling a lot better. I've been feeling a lot better today after that weird headache yesterday, and I know several of you had that headache as well. Super weird, the headache and fog, huh? Um, yeah, those personal ones is that's what it is. It's just for you. And if you'd like to share it, then yeah, you could share with the world. But yeah, if you have you weren't able to capture anything as far as video or pictures or just some sort of evidence, uh, then it's for you, and it happened, and that's all that matters. And I believe you. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of stories out there where I feel people should be pressed, and I would like to uh one interview I had was with Jeff Harding of Pine Island Research, and I feel like he was really pressing me during that interview, which is great, and I'm glad he did. And I felt like, yeah, that was one of the good interviews I had. All of them have been good. I don't feel I've had a bad interview, but yeah, he really was pressing it and had me questioning a lot of my stuff, and which is good. And I feel people should do that, and people should do that during interviews as well, and not to be like mean or anything like that, but just to, yeah, we want to know if you're telling the truth, or or whether there's other information we should know about something, whatever it may be. But yeah, people should be able to get pressed and not get offended, especially if you're telling the truth, then there shouldn't be a problem, right? So what's up with that? Y'all agree or not? Don't have to. Oh yeah, Brian here, and Brian's super interested in the Bigfoot stuff, so he wants to know, was it more ape or human-like? And I believe that's a question for Amber. And yeah, I'd like to know myself. Whoop whoop, West Virginia in the house. See, I got some peeps out there now. I got someone to visit in West Virginia. Earlier in the live, I touched on how uh, I visited Virginia and actually stayed out there for about a month. And this was a while back before I was maybe I wasn't, let's see, I wasn't uploading to YouTube at the time, because I know I would have explored and recorded a whole lot more. And I don't think I did while I was out there. Yeah, we got to go to DC on that trip. And that's when I seen that Olmec head that they say is a replica. Over at the Smithsonian, and didn't really realize, if I would have known that was this. See, I knew it was the Smithsonian, but I didn't. I wasn't into like all this like I am now, and I didn't go in. I should have gone in there next time. It was a good trip uh, up the East Coast, and I can't wait to go back one day. Hopefully, you're getting some more details there. Yeah, see, Amber would be another awesome interview. Let us know what's going on the farm there with the hairy man and all the other wild stuff. And Amber, please, Amber, puts content out and has content over on several platforms. So Amber, you're always more than welcome to share your links here. And so is anyone else who's got any content, whether you be on YouTube. We're actually live on Twitch right now. Hopefully someone's watching over there. And I should probably be live on TikTok, all ghetto style with the phone here, live there, since I can't go live all at once yet. That's pretty odd, Diesel. I've had something similar. Is Diesel up in here? David Dessel's at sbcglobal.net. Here, let's put that up here. Not sure what that's about, but there's a link shared by Digger Dog. Just noticed a massive head, just dark, either black or very brown hair. He didn't show his face. He was turning to hide in the stall. Interesting. Yeah, because my first sighting, all I saw was a head too at the base of an oak tree. And it was just like at the bottom, like peeking out like that. And we're having this stare down. And it wasn't a big one though. It just seemed like a small one, nothing massive, bulky, or anything like that. And I had seen it flickering, running across, paralleling me while I was in my truck, and it somehow, yeah, it made its way to the base of that tree, and then we're having this stare down. I've talked about this, but yeah, it just seemed all black, except for like around the eyes, seemed a little grayish, and I really couldn't tell you much about the eyes either, other than black. I think, you know. No major details, no shaggy hair, just looked like a black outline and cut out, jet black. And I don't remember snapping out of like that moment. I don't know if it ducked and took off or anything like. I don't remember. I just remember driving off, and that was on private property. I've talked about that in detail in several interviews, and we'll probably will on some other night too, on a Bigfoot night. We'll get into that. Diesel. You have a picture of one like that, BD. You took a pic during my encounter in 2019, huh? So you have a picture like one that you took. And Diesel has you got a lot of timestamps too. You share those out on your posts. And Diesel also does these cool like breakdowns of his videos. I don't know if he uses like an external, he must use an external camera, and I think he's showing like the screen of his computer. And I know Mark does it like that too. Super cool way of doing things. I like it. Talked to a couple of mushroom hunters, got an interesting report of someone wearing a hoodie when there wasn't anyone else there. So I think you wanted to say there. That's super interesting. Yeah, you always get that. And it's funny, they'll say, "Oh yeah, like a black guy with a hoodie on." Huh. Digger what? Digger.
What?
Oh yeah. I need to get that part queued up because I ain't good at saying it, but yeah, Diesel's got a ton of timestamps. I could only imagine his catalog. I wonder, he's probably all organized too, got everything in like certain orders, dated. Not like me. I'm all over the place. I gotta like scroll through my phone and try to find things. I have been favoriting a lot of like videos and categorizing stuff. So slowly and surely I'm got some categories. Bless you, bro. Oh yeah, bro is filling up markers. Cool. So we make we don't make. We fill our own like different types of markers, different type of, they call them mops or drippers. And there's different little size ones, chubby ones, thinner ones, tall ones, skinny ones. And we fill those up with different colored ink. And yes, we sell them. Gerald, what's up? Hope you're feeling better from yesterday. I actually woke up pretty energized. Feels like I drank a mate today, but I haven't, and I have one here. So I could only imagine if I were to drink some mate. You hear the train? Let's see. Hopefully you hear it. We do get the train that goes by here sometimes as well. Every once in a while, you're able to hear it, and it's a trippy sound that I don't think a lot of people in Los Angeles get to hear or even really pay attention to. Ask some LA next time. Hey, you ever hear the train? Yeah, thank you, D. It's in a gnarly spot, but hey, it is what it is, and the community is what it is. But slowly, the block is changing, man. There's some new businesses coming through, and hopefully the vibe changes here. The community does need a lot of help with certain things, and hopefully with having these types of businesses here, it really helps also the community. We help out as much as we can, however we can, my brother, whenever we can. There's a lot of clothing and stuff that we've given away, little things, and little ways we help out. Sometimes like the recycling I give away to certain people, the elderly people here, just little things that we've done. And then and yeah, we've gotten good feedback from the community also. Some people trip out like, "Oh, what are you guys, like a dispensary or something like that?" It's like, "No, we're not a dispensary, but there's a dispensary right nearby in case anyone needs one." And then we explain to a lot of people that don't understand what we are. They come in and they check it out and they trip out like, "Oh wow, yeah, we never thought it was." And we get a lot of people that are from the area and they're like, "Oh yeah, we never knew this was like inside here, like we always pass by and never came in." And even today we had some new people that have come in, and thankfully Google also, I guess a lot of people through the Google search, it puts us out there. It's really been doing a good job of putting us out there. So a lot of people, because we got the freeways nearby, and a lot of people would just get off the freeway and like, "Oh yeah, that's the first shop that came up on the Google search." So yeah, we appreciate that. And Diesel, do you see my brother we're just putting up some of we got these face masks, got the Digi Camo ones for whatever activities you're into. And actually, these are popular out here. A lot of people wear them for different reasons. It's all black. And we have actually a lot of face masks now. I think a lot of people are going to be wearing them and have been wearing them since the fires and all that. We got a different bunch of little different sports teams face masks that we've had for a little bit. So maybe we'll start promoting those again. But yeah, these are super cool to have just in case, whatever you need to mask up really quick for whatever reason. Boom. Gerald, what's going on tonight, man? You guys going live? I haven't checked to see if anyone's live or not. Let's see here. There's a bunch of people I subscribe to, but I don't watch their stuff. It's all stuff that's not related to a lot of the things we're into. But yeah, I don't really see anyone on tonight yet. Let's see. Did you share your channel, Amber?
Chi.
Wednesday night. What is tonight? I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday the 4th, all right. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well. we'll be doing some taking care of some business. And I will be contacting Geralt at some point just to pick his brain about it, some things. I got a little something special for him. So, all right, now it's starting to get that weird. Let's see, 4:52. Yeah, I guess the sun's starting to go down. And so that rain possibility is looking possible. Uh-oh. Just got over that RSV. Oof. Had it for a month. Bummer. Here we go, Amber. Yeah. And she is active on several platforms as well. TikTok, Instagram. Check in with Amber. You got any farm questions? I'd ask her. And when I get so BD's, we're gonna have the dwarf farm where everything's gonna be dwarf. We're gonna have the fainting dwarf farting goats. They have I just seen them recently, these like little cows. And yeah, I'm just thinking of getting everything dwarf on the farm there. Maybe even some dwarf fruit trees and it'll be different. For anyone who needs to hear those, March 9th, daylight savings time finally. Yeah, we're talking about I'm sure you probably have an almanac that you go by there as well, Amber, eh? On Edna, you on the farm? Who else is on the farm? Brian, you haven't seen have you not heard of him? Yeah, I've seen them over at Anderson Valley. Anderson Valley, I guess they're Anderson Valley Brewery, and that's in Mendocino County, I believe. Yes, sir. And they have yeah, excuse me. I think we got a goat around here or a duck. Uh they had these little dwarf goats and they would just like, hang out, do their thing, and we were camping out there for a music festival. And I noticed that they would like jump up and like plop over and faint. And we also noticed that they were doing these strange sounds. Let's see. Steve, were you there that year up at uh, Mendocino at the Anderson Brewery where they had the fainting, farting goats? Like, no? All right. My brother had gone up with us several times for that. So it was the no, it was the World Music Festival, I think it was called, the fest. And they would let you camp at the brewery there, which was awesome. And an interesting brewery, that Anderson Valley. It produced good quality stuff, although we don't drink beer anymore. Uh and yeah, good music, good times. And I wonder if they're still doing that festival. I haven't heard anything. See blood. Oh, I forget when I step out of the chat, it knocks and I jump back into the chat, it knocks me way up. And I gotta the avocados. Here we go. That slid me down a bit. Excuse me if I'm missing anything. Oh, right on, Diesel and Amber. Check Diesel out. I'm sure you'll definitely like his channel. And Diesel, I actually mentioned you earlier to today. I talked about we had a few couple first time customers come by today, and one was this an older lady, and she was mentioning because we got these flannels here. These bad habit flannels by Roku, and it's got the hockey mask on there. And she was just saying, "Oh, how her son loves Jason." Oh yeah, I'm a Jason fan also, but I told her that it wasn't Jason, But yeah, there's that, and in the back, see right behind me, there's I forget what brand that is that has several hockey masks on the skateboards there. And then I mentioned how you make the custom so Diesel paints custom hockey masks, right, Diesel? And they're gnarly looking and super cool. So I can't wait to afford one of those. I'll definitely be getting one. Maybe I could get a custom BD somehow. Oh, gee. Is your last name Voorhees? Were you tied up at Crystal Lake? Yeah, I have a thing for hockey masks also, and Jason, and yeah, I had one for a while actually up in the hill. I had one just in case I ever needed to pop out and do something. Yeah, he'd have a hockey mask on. And there's a thing. So there's one of my favorite rap. I'm gonna let you all in on something here. And this is a adult hour at the shop. All right, so made sure to mark all this for adults. Anyway, one of my favorite rappers is really crazy guy, well known. Has been in and I love this guy because he really eats up a lot of the bull crap that's in the music industry. He talks crap about the music industry, comes out with different aliases. Anyway, it's cool Keith.
Cool Keith.
Oh yeah. And yeah, he has this one line where he's talking about doing some crazy stuff to maybe some rappers or something. And there's a moment where he raps about something about jumping on this dude's car or something like that, naked with a hockey mask on. Yeah. Um, yeah, in case you ever need to get to that level of taking care of business, sometimes you need a hockey mask. And it's just how it goes down. Rafael, what's up? Putting a bunch of little sprout emojis there. I like that. Does that mean you're lighting one up? Are you growing some? What's going on here? Don't want to blow up your spot. No, he's twisting them up is what's going on. I get that emoji. All the peacocks you've met were mean. Yeah, we get these peacocks actually when I lived a little more towards Alhambra. You get Huntington Drive going through there, and these peacocks would just pop up. And they're usually coming from I believe is the Huntington Botanical Gardens further down, and that's over in Arcadia. I think it's in Arcadia. We're going that way. We were talking about Arcadia earlier on some whole other tip that I forgot, but Yeah, and then our buddy up in Trinity County has a pet peacock. His name is PC. You know what PC stands for? What's an albino peacock? Whoa, never seen that. Things have calmed down here again at the shop. Seemed like when we went live, there's quite a bit of energy. I was talking about the. Seems like the schools had let out. People going home from work, traffic on the sidewalk, coming in and out of the shop, and now you could feel this like calm starting to really calm down now. And hopefully it stays that way. No craziness or madness pops off. Michael Myers is the perfect boyfriend. He's always early and stands watches on the house all night. He'll follow you anywhere. You know what's another one that comes to mind speaking of that is we've been talking I've been reminding people to stay dangerous like Chuck Norris. And I don't know where the hell I got that. I must have got that from I think maybe lunch break or who's been saying that? Someone's been saying that lately and I thought it was funny. I was always a big fan of Chuck Norris. And there's that movie one of my mom's favorite movies was Silent Rage. Yeah, anyone remember Silent Rage with Chuck Norris? And is it's that dude who just like kept following him around and like wouldn't say anything and oh god, yeah, it was pretty intense. I see why mom kind of reminded me of a like a Halloween, Michael Myers type. It's like you kept trying to take this guy out and he would not go. Wild turkey, really? I never had a problem with our wild turkeys. I don't know with yeah, I love Chuck Norris and Chuck Norris jokes too. What are you doing to those turkeys, Shelly? We showed some turkey clips actually from the house up on the hill. And yeah, they would come around when it was time. That we showed some turkey eggs too. I would constantly find turkey eggs. There, we did a few little baby turkey rescues too. We'd sometimes find them around, and we just take care till they were. We would just release them when we felt they were old, I guess, safe enough to get released. And yeah, they'd dip around. But turkeys could get some flight too. We'd see them get up there in trees and that was another one we never hunted those, so they would always just be around. Like, hey, it's all good around here. We didn't mind them. Super cool to have around. And oh yeah, Silent Rage. Are you talking Silent Rage there, girl? Yep. Yeah, Gustavo. There you go. El Texas Ranger. See, Gustavo knows about Texas Ranger in Argentina. I would love to hear if they do like a translation. I would love to hear that with the Argentinian accent. Oh, you heard that Freddy Krueger has nightmares about Chuck Norris. Dope. That's a good one. I like it. See, so Wednesday, Gerald will be doing his thing live, I believe. And most of you do tap in, so I will see you all there. But yeah. Interesting week so far. Pretty active in the city here. And yeah. See what they roll out next. Did we show the student walkout stuff? Let's see here. I did pull up something earlier. There it is, Boyle Heights. And you'll hear a lot of stuff. Even the Citizens app is constantly. I mean, I don't know if it's just because it thinks I'm in the area all the time or something like that. But I just constantly get stuff from Boyle Heights, and Boyle Heights reps hard. Salute to them out there. But yeah, it makes me wonder how. I don't think. I mean, I would imagine now with social media and everything, and being able to send out messages a lot faster. Yeah, was this pre-planned? I remember students doing walkouts back in the day. I never was really involved with any of that stuff. If there was a walkout, maybe we'd take advantage and leave school and go do something else. But um so yeah, it was in protest of the Trump immigration thing. So it was funny. Smoking Scan yesterday. He's during his lives. I think he was able to pull up the Vanilla Ice baby cut. Dope. Oh man, yeah. Smoking Scan is. I love his commentary over there. I love his way of thinking. Really intelligent dude and very knowledgeable about just Los Angeles. I've learned a lot through him. And yeah, it gets really hyped up over on this channel, especially when those high speed chases pop off. It's pretty exciting. And high speed chases have always been a big part of living out here. Growing up in Hollywood, we lived right at the pretty much the exit of Sunset Boulevard off the 101 freeway. And I can't tell you how many times there was speed chases that would come right off of the exit there. And the exit there would shoot you straight onto our street. So if you're at the exit, you either go straight or you make left or right, which if you're in a speed chase, chances are you're not going to make a left or right coming off of that freeway because it would be too tight of a turn to turn onto Wilton either way. So a lot of guys would just come zooming out of the freeway straight down our street. And a lot of times we'd be able to see from our window right there because we had like window view of the streets. I'm telling you, from our window, I think we could. I know we could see parts of like the Hollywood sign and the observatory, Griffith Park, and yeah, just spent a lot of time looking out that window. A lot of things would happen. But yeah, the speed chases were just nonstop, and sometimes you get that front row view of them zipping by the ghetto bird, and yeah, it'd be crazy. Hollywood would have the on the weekends, every weekend, and it still pops off. They do the cruising, Hollywood Boulevard. A bunch of people come out and just bring out their fly low riders and their cool cars, whatever you biker or whatever it is that you have vehicle wise. People walk the boulevard, which a lot of that has been dead for years too. People still come out and do it, but like for us growing up there, even at the time, we had done it, did it and done it. So yeah, a lot of times we'd avoid going to do that. We'd get into other things. Um and yeah, that would bring of course a lot of trouble, a lot of shootings and pew pewings and other types of activity. Wild nights. This is pretty much every weekend. Could guarantee that. What's up, Blazer? Anything interesting happening this evening on the YouTube? Anyone posting any videos, anything we should check out? I always like to hear from you all out there. Blazer's been sharing a whole lot of interesting stuff over on Instagram, and I appreciate that. I got a little catching up to do there. And yes, I encourage it. Send me what you got on Instagram. There's a lot of wild stuff over on the Instagram. Diesel, are you on the IG or anything like that? Because I don't follow you anywhere else, I don't think. And if you are, let me know because I would like to. Although I could always text message you stuff, but I don't know if you're busy or if you do text much. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to share, and of course we got the Discord here. Boom. So hopefully just typing that in will get you to the Discord. I'm not sure. I tried tapping on this link on a live stream afterwards, and I saw that it wasn't active. Like it's not a link you could click onto, or maybe it is, maybe on your end, but I'm trying it here and it can't. Doesn't take me anywhere, and it didn't after on YouTube when I tried. So yeah, it didn't seem like it was a live link there, but maybe if you tap it into the search bar, it'll take you to the Discord there. Scroll down the chat here, see what peeps are saying. You bought a dozen eggs in Fairbanks, Alaska for $7.50. Are they free range, grain fed? I'm sure they are. Up in Oregon, and I don't know if that's how you do it up in Alaska. In Oregon, they were like small little farms that would have, I guess, their own little chickens, or they even sold duck eggs too. They would leave a little cooler, ice glue or little cooler out, and you would just take the eggs. They do that with the vegetables too. You just leave a little box out, and you put in the money, and you pay for whatever, and you take it. And I think the eggs might have been around the same price. And then we also had our own chickens for a bit, but that got out of control. Chicken area got broke into. And I remember we were having trouble getting the chickens back in, and we were patching up all the holes with chicken wire and chicken netting, and they were still, getting out. It was weird. And there's a little video where I showed also it happened there and up in Humboldt County, where the chicken coop door was somehow opened and chickens were getting out, chickens were missing, and that was a little odd. But yeah, I prefer to have our own chickens, let them roam around, eat bugs. And we'd get the chickens that would lay different color eggs too. They were laying all types of like chocolate brown and all these weird little spotted ones. Super cool, different colored eggs. Green eggs and ham. Yep. Free eggs. Well, I mean, we have to pay for the feed and all that, but yeah, you get free fresh eggs. It's awesome. Pickled quail eggs are delish. Wow. And I've never had pickled eggs either. They could sell turkey or quail or duck eggs. Who could, Blazer? 3 more payments and that carton of eggs are yours. That darn chicken little cat keep track of them. You ever get the double yolk? The stores. Yeah, you got to go to the fancy, sometimes the specialty markets. I've seen the quail eggs before. Like I know even the bigger like Whole Foods would carry them, I believe. So I have seen the quail eggs, the duck eggs, not so much. I think maybe you got to go somewhere different for that. But yeah, I had a buddy in Trinity County who I had gotten some rooster. I remember I gotten a little, I think it was a little Thai black rooster, super cool little guy. And he had different varieties of chickens and ducks and stuff. And he was doing it on a pretty big scale there. I mean, as far as mom and pop, not no corporate scale, but oh yeah, you see, so what's up with that? So is it just like twins? Would those be twins? You just told the double. Ah ha ha. Yep, Blazer always coming. We gotta hand some microphones out. Amber had Did you catch Amber's joke earlier about Chuck Norris and Michael Myers there, Blazer? I'm sure that'd give you a chuckle. Does fried egg equal fried chicken? Yeah, I've mentioned I'm not a big chicken fan. Like I don't really eat chicken. I could, but I don't. And then eggs every once in a while. Depends. The body might crave it or something might request it. It's funny. Rastaman say me not deal with rooster sperm. Seen. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. A lot of the different people's different diets. But I don't know. I feel I could do a pretty good job of pleasing most people when it comes to cooking. I could whip up some stuff that'll make everyone happy, the vegan, the vegetarian, and the meat eater. Oh yeah, I bet it's hard for me to. I'm getting more used to the laptop typing on the laptop, and I probably type like completely wrong, like not properly at all. But I'm getting faster. I've gotten pretty fast, so that's pretty cool. And getting more used to it. The only thing is like the emojis and stuff on the phone. I could be lightning fast on the phone for sure, but I'm a little bit slower, and on the iPad even way slower. Got the iPad right here. Meow. So Diesel, you're gonna be sending out. Let me know if you still need the address here of the shop. You can send it directly to the shop or to the pad to the crib. Oh, I see. Disclosure Now is on live, unveiling ancient alien artifacts with Sean Bond. Yeah, I don't know. They're doing some far out stuff over there. Uh, and I'm familiar with the secret space program. I've heard of it and dived in a little bit there. And I don't know. Yeah, it seems like a whole circuit of these people from the secret space program. And I guess they're having like, I don't know. uh, past memories and experiences and different things. I haven't, like I said, I'm yeah, checking it out. Got the little, what's the emoji with the monocular, the one eye, the looking like the monocle. Untold Radio's live right now. Bigfoot debunked by trail cameras? Question mark. I think you could get some action. I wouldn't, even yesterday, I think someone was like, oh, yeah, they were in the chat talking and might have been with Nikki. And I think she had Trackway on and they were kind of just, yeah. In the comments, I think I seen some people were like, yeah, don't waste your money on trail cams and da da da. And I know some of you don't like using them, but some of them, hey, you could have fun with them. Oh, we got a customer here. I can't show you unless they walk by. Then that's something else. But and Brian, speaking of, we were talking Bigfoot earlier. Did you ever check out, if you're still in here, Brian? Blazer here in the chat recently had some tracks that he found in the snow outside his place there. And that was just last week or so. So some recent possible, and Blazer could tell you, hey, that wasn't him. It wasn't no a hippie that he knows of walking barefoot out there in the snow like that. So some recent Bigfoot activity there, and I've also had a report shared with me of a sighting, and hopefully we'll be sharing more of that in the future. Maybe these guys will be sharing it on their channel. We'll see. I haven't seen anything posted yet. And if they do, I will be sharing that with you all here. And yeah, interesting some of the customers we get in here sometimes. Sometimes I get to chat with them and get to know them quite a bit. And they're just as interesting as I would have imagined. And yeah, we just had one come in now. Never know who they are. Could be a star somewhere. It looked like certain people have this aura about them, and you could see. I feel like I could sense it, and sometimes, yeah, they'll just come in and go about their day, and you just kind of wonder, like, oh, who's that? Just I have the feeling that that's somebody. Voice to text. What's going on, Roger? You using your voice to text? We got Juanito here. Juanito's going to be hosting his own show on his YouTube channel, and he will be inviting me as a guest. You know what? And speaking of the goat, it's funny. Ma Duke's mom and I were talking yesterday about the goat and how that term's being used. And yeah, I don't mind it, but yeah, when you get into the goat. Boa tarde, Patrícia. Bem-vindo. Como vai? Tudo bem? Aqui falando. And yeah, the goat, just how, yeah, I was mentioning Pan and how the goat is used in rituals. What is the Baphomet? Also comes to mind. We talked about that. And yeah, just how they use that right now as a term. And she didn't know. I was like, yeah, the GOAT, greatest of all time. And she was like, oh, I was like, yeah. So yeah, mom and I definitely rap about all this stuff, and she's totally on board with a lot of things, which is super cool. And just I love hearing her insight because obviously she's been around a lot longer than I have. And most of what I learned, especially growing up, was from mom. So big thank you to mom and all the moms out there. Dear mama. You watch something, LL Cool J and him saying how he termed the phrase the go. Oh, wow. All right. You just watched something with LL Cool J and him. And who's him? Sorry. I'm slipping up on who him is. And yeah, even when you get into like even some of these artists, like even LL, it's you start finding out some weird stuff sometimes. It's a trip. But Juanito probably does the LL Cool J lip lick when he's rapping the chicks. Right, Juan? Mac Daddy. Mm. Guess you had backwards to what you had, Area 51. Yeah, no, well, it starts, we all just need is just one. Juan on Juan. And shout out to Juan on Juan podcast. Have you checked out Juan on Juan podcast, Juan? It's a good one. It gets into the occult and a lot of interesting topics. I'd be over there sometimes when he's live. All right. Whoa. 5:30 here. Probably gonna rock out here for another hour and a half at the shop. We'll probably wrap it up unless there's anything any extra ordinary activities going on tonight that I don't know of. But I'll be heading to the pad. Be figuring out dinner at some point. And yeah, had a pretty decent day so far here at the shop. So thank goodness. And I'm just happy to jump on live here, hang out with y'all, chop it up, say what's up, touch base, share a little conversation, share a little good vibes in these weird times. And I appreciate everyone coming out. Appreciate your support. You all stay safe, stay dangerous like Chuck Norris. And we'll see you all in a little bit. We'll probably, who knows, maybe hop back on later tonight. We don't catch no headaches. Or if they don't dip any fog on us, spray any fog or any weird funk smells tonight. And yeah, I'm gonna check to see who's live and tap in there. See you folks in a little bit. One love, everybody. Cheers.